I respect the school spirit. Hello and welcome to Humber College here at the Hawks Nest for a doubleheader here of OCAA basketball. First up, we have the women's, the Humber Hawks versus the St. Clair Saints in a rematch of last year's provincial finals. I'm Andrew Milani alongside my broadcasting partner, Matt Hamill. And Matt, what are you looking forward to here this afternoon between these two powerhouses of Ontario basketball?
Well, we have the Humber Hawks who, when we're talking about the OCAA, certainly have carved out a tradition of excellence. Of course, say the very same thing about the St. Clair Saints. Andrew, we have the Humber Hawks in their second home game of the season. Certainly looking to pick up where they left off the last time the Hawks played here at the Nest. A 29-point victory over the Mohawk Mountaineers. After that, 2 wins on the road. So back here in their home barn, and the Hawks obviously looking to keep the perfect season going. 4-0 thus far. Looking to go to 5-0 today. Now, quickly touching on the St. Clair Saints. Only 3 games under their belt so far this season. Winners of just one of those games. A 16-point victory over the Niagara Knights. But when we're talking the Saints, Andrew, coming off a loss to the Mohawk Mountaineers. So certainly likely we have a hungry team in the Saints on the road here today.
Absolutely. We'll turn it over to Dwayne Bowles on the sideline for the openings for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
And now for the starting lineups. First for the visiting St. Clair Saints. A 5'6" guard of Brantford, Ontario, number 6, Lauren Overy. A 5'11" forward of Sudbury, Ontario, number 8, Grace Stern. A 5'6" guard of Welshburn, Ontario, number 12, Melissa Issue. A 5'2" guard of Windsor, Ontario, number 23, Shane Murphy. A 5'7" guard out of Warren, Michigan, number 24, Jermaine Smith. The head coach for the St. Clair Saints is Andy Piss.
And with that, our starting lineups are announced. We're getting ready to get underway here at the Hawks Nest. One thing of note, Humber's top scorer, Kaya Clark, not in the starting lineup. She was in street clothes here this afternoon. Going to be a big loss here for the Humber Hawks. But, Matt, you look at these two rosters, and the thing you immediately notice is that Humber, a lot of veterans here, a lot of second, third year, fourth year players. St. Clair, a lot of first year players on that roster.
Yeah, it's a good point, and certainly not a first-year head coach. Andy Kiss, 9th year with the program. And right now, Andrew, we're seeing a rematch of last year's provincial gold medal game, which Humber won. So certainly a chance for a bit of a revenge game for the Saints. You always like that energy coming into an early season matchup.
And a lot of away fans here this afternoon at the Hawks Nest wearing the St. Clair green.
Yeah.
Three-pointer jacked up, Sarah Baptiste, no good. Fighting for the offensive rebound, but St. Clair will control it. Coming back the other way, that's Alyssa Lucier going inside and gets the bucket.
Yeah, no surprise to see Lucier put it in the breadbasket. She's number 4th in the league in points per game, 20.7 so far in the year. So look for Lucier to have another big night tonight.
And only in her second year. Another stop here by St. Clair. Coming up court on the fast break. Here's Alicia Lucier going inside. Yes, she's 2 for 2.
Always tricky when you have someone who is certainly able to score in bunches, and letting Lucier maybe get a bit hot right off the get-go here, Andrew.
Early whistle. Violation there against the Humber Hawks. Another look at that fast break.
The HSN replay, number 12 off the glass.
Humber making St. Clair's job just a little bit easier. First time in the game we're seeing St. Clair on the half-court attack. Working the ball around the outside. Long two by Shaylin Murphy. That's good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Humber's Nicole Chateau doing a good job contesting the shot, but just more offense. 3 for 3 on that side of the court.
Humber working the ball inside. Going in there, yes. First bucket of the night, that's from Marley Bonnick. Humber's on the board.
Pretty sweet little spinorama move there behind the no-look shot, and the reverse works for Bonnick.
Humber forcing a turnover there. It's going to be a throw-in on the sideline, or an inbound rather. Throw-in. I'm getting a little
Soccer
excited for the world.
season's over. Oh, I see. World Cup season is in full swing.
World Cup season starting tomorrow. Matt, you excited for that at all?
No doubt. I mean, you got Canada in the mix for the first time since what, the 80s?
86.
86. Lord have mercy.
That's enough of World Cup talk. We're back here for basketball. Another stop here. Fight down low below the basket for the ball being won by Alyssa Lucier. She'll advance the ball.
Yeah, Chateau on Lucier. That was the battle down there for the rebound. That time Lucier coming out on top.
Good ball movement here by St. Clair, trying to get another basket to go. No, Kia Watt coming up with the ball, coming the other way. Going inside, throws it up, doesn't get to go, but she'll get the foul.
I'd like to see that for Humber. It's certainly the momentum early in the game for the Saints. The first couple trips down the court coming away with points. Here's Humber now, the chance to cut the lead a little bit.
2 chances at the charity stripe for Kia Watt. Third-year player and one of the leaders of this Hawk squad this season. She's got the slick purple kicks as well.
And Andrew, you know, we talked about Alyssa Lucier averaging over 20 points a game. Nobody on Humber is close to that mark. We have Kaya Clark averaging 15.5 a game with a good defensive stop there for the Hawks. So Humber really spreads it around a lot more, whereas St. Clair relies on a few key players for their scoring. 2
completely different looks at these ball clubs. Humber giving it away. Good strip there on the inside. Trying to go down low is Janae Smith. Kia Watt moving inside. Jukes can't get that one to go. St. Clair coming the other way, another fast break opportunity. Good defense there by the Hawks.
Yeah,
3-pointers up, airballed.
Starting to see some of that offensive mojo waning a bit for the Saints. Good news for the Hawks. Score is 6-3. Humber still trailing, but certainly seen a bit of a cool down for the Saints scoring.
Humber still trying to get that offense going here early on. Good ball movement here. Kia Watt wide open for the corner three. No, that just bounced out. They'll win that offensive rebound. Ball gets knocked out of bounds by the baseline. Saints ball.
Tasia Wareham, number 14 for the Hawks, hitting the hardwood with a bit of gusto, and you see the towel comes out there, but looks like Wareham is all good after taking a bit of a spill.
Staying in this ball game. Lucier gets a start here for St. Clair. Janae Smith now waits up, passes over to Murphy. Back to Lucier, three-pointer is up. That's good. Nothing but net there.
Beautiful shot from Lucier. Tell you what, Andrew, the numbers on the back of these Saints jerseys are quite large, which is, I'll tell you what, convenient as a broadcaster. You can really get a good read.
Especially from high up here. Our rebound, that's good to go. First basket of the night for Nicole Chateau.
You can see that, number 7 in the white uniform.
Only 2 field goals scored here early on by the Hawks. Nice inside move by Murphy. Gets the foul. She'll shoot 2 from the line.
So we talked about Alyssa Lucier averaging over 20 points a game. She's got quite a few already. 7 points in the first 4 minutes and change. That's not a bad pace to keep up here, Andrew. We'll see if she can do that. But then when you look at the second highest scorer on the Saints, Janae Smith, 11 points per game. Shaylin Murphy also averaging 11 points per game, and then no other teammates in the double digits. Now, for the Hawks, 3 players averaging double-digit points per game. So just kind of paints the picture of a bit of a couple more players getting involved for the Humber scoring. I think I've made my point clear and beaten it to death.
There's a couple players on St. Clair, though. They're in the high single digits, though, so it's not a huge drop-off on those secondary scorers. So we'll see how efficient they could be, how effective they could be this afternoon. Another three-pointer, Alyssa Turner, that one off the back of the hoop. Humber wasting no time moving up court. Nice move. Kia Watt gets the bucket.
We'll get a second look here, Andrew. Nice move to the inside, finding space, and very pretty finish as the Hawks now down by 3.
Kia Watt with the fancy feet here this afternoon. And like clockwork, Alyssa Lucier once again. 9 points for her early on, just barely at the halfway mark of this first quarter.
You know, you don't want the other team's score to really get in the mood and really be feeling themselves, but that's the thing when we're looking at Alyssa Lucier. She's been doing this all season long, so no surprise she's already hot here at the Hawks Nest on the road.
And you wonder how long it is if she keeps up the scoring rhythm, if AJ Sharma starts to throw different looks on her on defense, try and change it up a little bit, if nothing else, just to kind of keep her guessing.
Lucier's hometown, Wallaceburg, Ontario. And Andrew, she's one of the only returning players on this team, right? Only a few players who aren't in their first year with the program. So maybe Lucier kind of remembers losing that provincial championship to the Hawks.
A rare missed shot there by Lucier. St. Clair rebounds the ball, though. Smith, no good. Kia Watt trying to move it fast the other way. She stops up. Pass it. 3-point jacked up. No good. Easy offensive rebound there for Taya Wareham. Just in the right place at the right time, and she makes no mistake with that putback.
The Saints found the lead early in the game. They so far have not relinquished it.
Humber, despite their scoring woes early on, have still found a way to stay in this ball game. That shot too easy there for Janae Smith. Another bucket for her. Or excuse me, her first of the night.
Now Lucier also averages close to 3 deep balls per game. So look out for her from beyond the arc as well.
Jasmine Onati airballs it. Goes right to her teammate going inside. Can't get that putback to go. That was Sydney Crawford. St. Clair's turn on offense now. 3-pointer from near the corner, no good. Onati will get right to that missed shot. Humber having to work in the half court. Kia Watt to Wareham. Inside Jasmine Onati. Her lane was blocked, and easy interception there. Lucier going inside. Pass it off. That pass too hot, though. Natty grabs it. Coming the other way. Fouled hard in the paint. Whistle blown immediately. Well, it's going to be an offensive charge, rather, for Onati. Either way, a lot of contact in that paint there.
Now 5-point lead for the Saints, and see if they keep cooking offensively. So far, that's been the story. Certainly a high rate of offense from the visiting team. Now, like we mentioned off the top of the broadcast, Humber thus far undefeated on the season. The Hawks are ranked number 5 in the nation, number 1 ranking for the provincial standings in the OCAA.
Humber getting to the Nationals last year, failing to medal. Looking for a chance of redemption this year. Nice inside move, getting the bucket to go. Sydney Crawford, her first bucket of the afternoon. Keeping this a one-possession game. Murphy, three-pointer, no. Grab the rebound was Bonnick.
Yeah, nicely done by Bonnick. Hawks in transition now.
Crawford trying to find a lane inside, finds it. Can't get that shot to go. Almost had her own offensive rebound, but couldn't snag it in time. Murphy, nice bounce pass. Finds Smith, no good. Some good defense there by the Hawks, but a whistle blown.
Now, Andrew, back to the World Cup for a moment. The Team Canada will certainly be exciting to watch, but your country, Italy, not in the mix. How do you feel about that? And if Canada and Italy were both in the tournament, where would your allegiance lean towards?
Well, first off, Italy just didn't deserve to be there. They won the Euro.
Straight up. Andrew's got strong thoughts.
Oh, I have very strong feelings on this. They won the Euro. They got the record for the longest undefeated streak by a national team. And then they decided it's time to stop trying. Basically failed in the group stage. They didn't deserve to make it. But if Canada played Italy, I'd have to go for Canada. I've been born here. Okay. I'm a Canadian. Then say I'm Italian on my birth certificate or any of that. So I love my Italian heritage.
I thought you were a dual citizen.
No. My grandparents actually relinquished their Italian citizenship too. So.
World Cup in Qatar.
Interesting place for, kind of changed up the whole game, having to have it in the fall as opposed to usual summertime. That's the weirdest part about this whole thing.
I teed you up for some World Cup talk. I don't know if I'm going to get you to stop. No, it's certainly going to be kind of one of the pinnacles of sporting events on the planet, right? You think of Absolutely. A few things, the Super Bowl, the World Cup. It's really cool to see that getting underway here. And did you see that they're allowing in Ontario
the
alcohol sales at 7 in the morning to watch some soccer?
It's going to be an interesting time on the TTC these next few weeks, I'm sure. 9 in the morning.
Timeout broken. Hawks still trailing by 3, Andrew.
Yeah, there's a basketball game here, isn't there? Kiowa will advance the ball here for the Hawks. Just a one-possession ball game here. It's still anyone's game here in the early stages. Inside the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. Nice inside pass there. Bucket and book it. Marley Bonnick.
Bonnick is so strong down low. We've seen her with some big plays defensively, snatching some rebounds. And, boy, that would be a good answer for some of the scoring we've seen from the Saints if Bonnick can get going for Humber, especially down low, just really working hard for some points.
Lucier finding a lane inside. Just couldn't get that one to go. And to your point with Bonnick, losing Maya Campbell-Johnson. Another giveaway there by the Humber Hawks. Fast break opportunity here for St. Clair. It won't get that much easier for Shaylin Murphy. But Humber losing Maya Campbell-Johnson was such a big part of this program the last few years, and the inside presence. Bonnick really helping to pick up the pieces. Not the same player at all, but doing a lot of things that are necessary down low. It's kind of the dirty work. Foul called here.
Looks like checking into the game for the Humber Hawks will be Jolisha Allen. And we'll see Sydney Crawford take a momentary breather.
Alyssa Lucier getting called for her first foul of the game. Wareham's first shot is good. Cuts his lead to 2. Stay a 2-point game. Ball will stay to St. Clair. Lucier quickly advancing that ball up court, wasting no time. Murphy trying to get around Baptiste. Lane blocked off, inside pass, and a bucket there for Grace Smirk.
The Humber Hawks 4-0 on the season, with wins coming most recently against Conestoga. Previous to that, a win against Fanshawe with some good defense down low by St. Clair to keep Humber still trailing by 4 points. Now Humber won their home opener against Mohawk by 29 points, and their first game of the season on the road at Sheridan, a 30-point victory there. So the Hawks have certainly found ways to pull away in games and really win by big margins. So far, they have yet to find the lead in this game. St. Clair's offense looking like they're really the ones that are really flowing the most here on the Saturday afternoon.
Well, as we said off the top of the show, it's been a game for St. Clair. A lot here to prove. It's a team that you lost to in your own barn for provincials, and then you're 1-3 on the season. What better time to turn around than at the team that eliminated you in the finals last year? 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Alyssa Lucier trying to get one more bucket here for the Saints. That's Smirk. Whistle blown, and she'll be called. Excuse me, that was Haley Pizzali getting called for traveling.
Now, Humber beat Mohawk by almost 30 points. St. Clair just lost to Mohawk, but here we have a game where St. Clair, you could kind of look at the history, judging on the Mohawk, the difference in the Mohawk games. But it's St. Clair in the driver's seat so far. Only about 10 seconds left in the quarter here, Andrew.
Humber trying to work a ball around here for one final shot. Bonnick fakes it, moves to the inside, 5 seconds left, puts it up. No good.
Nice spin move. The finish wasn't there, and the Saints elect to keep it for the final buzzer.
But a very fun first quarter. Sees Humber trailing by just one possession here, down 3 points, 18-15. You gotta say, it's been a lot of fun, free-flowing basketball here early on. Definitely can't complain about the style of this game.
Now, one more question about the World Cup. No, I'm just kidding.
You had me.
The popcorn is popping here at the Hawks Nest. We're getting a look right now at the team huddle as we await the beginning of the second quarter here with the Hawks trailing by 3. But Andrew, always a great time coming out. See a few young fans there at the top of the screen.
The junior Hawks, if you will.
Let's take a look at some replays before we talk more about the game day experience. Bonnick with that nice move, the reverse off the glass. That's the thing. You talk about Marley Bonnick being able to really be effective down low, like you said, do some of the dirty work, but a lot of finesse from number 22 as well. We saw that beautiful finish there from Bonnick moments ago. It's another good finish there by Lucier, but even at the end of the quarter, Bonnick with that nice spin move to the hoop. So a really valuable player for Humber, also just a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah, not just there for the defense and rebounds, but they're a big part of this offense and the scoring threat as well. It's been a lot of good ball here. We've seen a lot of good offense, some good defense as well. Do you think this game is going to open up, or it's going to be a lot of the same pace that we've seen here so far?
I guess it's sort of a feeling out process. I mean, we've really seen St. Clair. They got off to a good start, and they really kind of rode that success throughout the first quarter. Now, we did see that Alyssa Lucier had about 7 points just a couple minutes into the game. Now, after that, only adding 2 more points, so maybe you could credit the Hawks for tightening up and slowing Lucier down a little bit.
And she's still staying on the court, has not seen one break here so far.
That's that Bobby Orr effect. I remember reading an old NHL hockey book, and they said back in his junior days, Bobby Orr would play 60 minutes a game and wouldn't leave the ice.
Now, if that was 1930s hockey, that would just be the norm.
But it's like even an exhausted 16-year-old Bobby Orr is better than most well-rested peers his age.
I would not doubt it. Wareham, mid-range shot, no good. That St. Clair defense holding up, that kind of bend, don't break mentality here. Good inside pass there, but she couldn't get the bucket to go. That was Haley Pizzal.
Another rebound by Bonnick.
Assuming that was Smirk, but Humber trying to get it going again. Air ball there. Nice snag out of the midair by Chateau, but she'll chuck it to the other side.
Just Bonnick alone on defense with a hard foul there. 2 shots coming up for the St. Clair Saints.
Yeah, Murphy going hard into the padding by the wall there. She'll shoot 2.
So we've talked a lot about Bonnick in that intermission between the first and second quarter. Bonnick so far 4 points on the day for number 22. You see there on the bottom right of your screen. That was Shaylin Murphy's 6th point of the affair. Murphy with a chance to make it 7 on the afternoon.
Can't go 2 for 2 though. Bonnick getting right in there to get that rebound.
Quick feed up to Chateau.
Can't get that one to fall though. It's just been a lot of bad luck there with the Hawks going inside, I gotta say. Lucier, no good. Will bounce out of bounds, will be Humber ball.
And we got some fans for the Saints blocking your view, so don't blame us.
It's an excited away crowd here. What can you say? Inside Taylor Wareham can't get that one to go again. Humber's bad luck down low continues, but a foul on Bonnick. She can't get to go, but she'll shoot 2 from the line. There's a couple players tangled up down
Tangled
by
up is the right word, yeah.
By that baseline. Janae Smith a little slow to get to her feet, but it appears that she's okay. Marley Bonnick. Just not enough oomph on that shot, just bounces out. She goes 1 for 2 from the line. Shot inside and foul and count it. Janae Smith, a great job there. Quick moves going inside and forces that foul, and the 3-point play the old school way.
Yeah, as we see that lead for St. Clair growing now, up by 5, a chance to make it 6 off the Smith free throw.
Numbers really got to be careful here to not let St. Clair extend this lead. No good on the 3-point attempt.
Snatched away by Kia Watt.
Going inside, nice move, and an easy bucket for Kia Watt. The way she just cut her way through that defense, incredible.
Yeah, if you thought her purple shoes were nice, how about that move to the net?
Those shoes ain't just for show.
Extra nice.
So good ball movement here by St. Clair, but that Humber defense playing well. Alyssa Lucier fouled in the 3-point shot. She went down. She's favoring her right knee.
Yeah, that's trouble for the Saints as she does make her way back to her feet. We'll see if that's, as there she is still kind of grabbing. It's really that right knee. Giving the thumbs up to head coach Andy Kiss, who you see on the left side of the St. Clair bench on your screen there.
So it'll be 3 shots from the line for Alyssa Lucier. Gets the first.
So it seems that the very spirited St. Clair Saints road fans have kind of woken up the Humber fans. Now they're making a lot of noise when the Saints are at the free throw line.
5-point game now. Yeah, that's a good point here, Matt.
It's kind of dialed up the energy.
Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
3 for 3 from the line. It's now a 6-point game here. St. Clair leading 24-18. For turnover forced there by Lisa Lucier. Going inside, she's fouled. She'll shoot 2 from the line.
Yeah, not surprising to see Lucier make all 3 of her free throws in that previous play. She shooting 75% from the line on the year and averages 4 made free throws a game on 5 attempts, so 5.3 attempts.
Great college atmosphere here at Humber College this afternoon here at the Hawks Nest. Lucier getting another shot. 13 points for her on the game so far. There's a lot of game clock left here, Matt.
Yeah,
2 for 2.
A point of concern for Humber. We're looking at perhaps the most fluent scorer on the court is dialed in today on the road.
St. Clair having that full court press on. Pass for Bonnick down low, just out of her reach, and St. Clair's really got Humber on their back foot here.
In the St. Clair's only win of the season against Niagara, Lucier had 29 points. Just a little stat for you.
Almost halfway there this afternoon.
Might have a repeat, which is certainly a cause for concern for Humber.
Jasmine Onati trying to find a lane. Back out to Kia Watt. Spin move inside. Tries to go for the layup. No.
Nice way to wrestle it by Bonnick, who's going to have a chance for the 3-point play.
Can you say and one? We'll get another look at that. Bonnick just in the right place at the right time.
So strong. You see for the St. Clair Saints, Nira Brown-Henderson kind of getting the worst off that exchange. But that's just the strength of Bonnick. And maybe that'll be Humber's answer to Lucier, as Alyssa Lucier has been dynamite for St. Clair offensively. It's too low.
That one just spills out. Bonnick won't get the 3-point attempt to go. Alyssa Lucier switches hands.
Ooh.
Nice little move there for the jump shot mid-range, but no. Battle there for the rebound. Sarah Baptiste coming up with it. Last year's OCAA all rookie. Kiwat backs up.
We have a real doozy of a basketball game on our hands here, Andrew.
Real barn
There's
burner,
no doubt about it.
Hot pass down low for Bonnick. Knocked away, will stay Hawks ball. Bonnick forced her way through traffic. She'll be called for the offensive foul. AJ Sharma trying to get an explanation on that call. Not happy with that at all. I gotta say, from our angle up here, looks innocent enough. Smith. Pass it off.
So that's Bonnick's second foul of the game. On that last play, Saints back on offense, up by 6, looking to make that lead grow.
Inside chance, no good. Bonnick with the rebound. You mentioned 2 fouls. Not quite in foul trouble yet, but if she gets one more here before the end of the half, watch out.
Meanwhile, on the opposite side, Alyssa Lucier, 14 points on the night for the Saints and 0 fouls. So certainly looks like St. Clair will be able to lean on their star player without any worries about foul trouble, but already Humber's leading scorer this game, Marley Bonnick, in a little bit of trouble, and she actually will check out. As you see Bonnick heading to the bench, in her place we'll see Tasia Wareham.
Alyssa Lucier actually has been called for foul. For some reason, it's not showing up on the board up here, though. On the official score sheet, it is scored, though. Oh, never mind. She has not been called for a foul. Kiowa trying to cut the lead down to 5. She does. Still a 2-possession ball game here at the Hawks Nest. St. Clair's been rolling here all afternoon. Humber trying to put a stop to it.
You know, Andrew, the last time the Hawks were in action, they were on the road versus the Conestoga Condors. Hawks winning that game 77-62. And the 2 leading scorers for Humber, kind of a lot like what we're seeing here this afternoon. Marley Bonnick and Kia Watt led the way, both with 16 points apiece. And that is kind of how things have shaped up for the Hawks so far today.
Yeah, usual kind of attack here for the Humber Hawks, kind of coming from multiple different sources as opposed to just one, I suppose, star or starring player. Complete opposite look to St. Clair here. Elisa Lucier leading the way. Lucier going inside, gets that one to go. Made it look easy. Extends this lead to 7. We'll get another look at that.
Nice finish by Lucier, and we've said that time and time again tonight. 15 points so far. Coming up next on the Hawk Sports Network, Andrew, the men's teams take the floor as the Humber men's team look to add another win to their season thus far.
And not just a rematch of last year's provincials, but also last year's national championship. Both those games were right here at the Hawks Nest. That was an exciting, was that a month or rather, a few weeks it was here.
Yep.
Seen Humber captured their 7th national title at home. Doesn't get any better than that.
Home sweet Humber. Our broadcast partner, Adam Lucier, coined that phrase, home sweet Humber. Not too sure. We're still trying to figure out any relation between our broadcast partner, Adam Lucier, and star Saints player, Alyssa Lucier. TBD, folks.
Our research team is on that one.
Yeah.
Baseline inbound. Bapti back to Watt. 3-pointer up. No, that was off the back of the rim.
It's a good-looking shot. Hawks able to come away with the rebound.
Wareham calling a play. Watt, whistle blown. I'll go against the Hawks. Wareham, another Humber player here with 2 fouls. Shaylin Murphy getting us started here for the Saints. Alyssa Lucier still out there. She's got the ball. Hands it off. Shot up. Air balls it, but Grace Smirk was right there. Passes it off to Smith. Lucier looking inside. Shot clock running down. Can't get that bucket to fall. Taya Wareham with the rebound. Here's Tasia Wareham. Sarah Bapti just about halfway through the second quarter. Humber trailing by 7. 3-pointer, that's up, no good. Jasmine Onati gets the rebound. Turnaround shot, no good. Cindy Crawford couldn't get the offensive rebound. Here comes St. Clair on the fast break. Overeem, that's good.
And a little too easy for St. Clair that time. And we see head coach for the Humber Hawks, AJ Sharma, calling a timeout as Humber now down by 9 points. And Andrew, it is just looking a little bit too easy at times for the Saints on offense, putting up points.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with just Humber's shots just haven't been falling here this afternoon, and really get the other team a head start on offense. When you just let them come the other way, you don't really get a chance to get that half-court defense set up. Not to mention, St. Clair can throw a little bit of different looks at you. We've seen them run the full-court press a few times and just made things a little tighter, a little bit more difficult for Humber to get it out of their own end. But down by 3 possessions here, it's important for Humber to really turn it around here. Really not like things get out of control before halftime. Look there at assistant coach CJ Nofuente, Humber legend, helped lead this team to 2 national championships.
Yeah. That's one of the best OCAA women's basketball players of all time, no doubt.
Look there at some of the away fans, sporting their St. Clair green and gold.
Yeah, and they're turning up. They got the flags and the hockey sticks. The flags attached to hockey sticks, which is very Canadian.
I was going to say, it does not get any more Canadian than that. They've been banging those hockey sticks against the bleachers here too.
And that's essentially the core of the St. Clair cheering section, who have been making a lot of noise, and they have certainly ratcheted up the energy where some of the Humber fans have kind of woken up here. And we have a good game, and the Hawks, the undefeated season right now, looking like Oh, well, we'll have to really get a good effort to keep that intact here as the Saints have been in control well into the first half.
Really all game long. Nice inside pass. Bapti to Onati. Offensive charge called. My God. Humber just can't get a break on offense. Najer Sharma can't believe it.
Yeah, it does seem a point of frustration for the Humber bench as you see Coach Sharma.
Frustrating first half here for the Hawks thus far. Still 4.5 minutes to turn it around, though.
So another offensive drive turns up empty for Humber. See how they look defensively as
Janae Smith baseline inbound. Quick shot there. Alyssa Lucier, no good.
doesn't get the bounce, but Saints get the rebound as they maintain possession.
Referee says it was deflected by the Humber Hawks. Will stay St. Clair's ball. Lucier to inbound it. Smith quickly to Lucier, thought three. Double teamed here.
Yeah, good job by Humber really shutting down the lane, and Lucier will just have to turn it over. The Hawks in quick transition.
Bapti will stop up. Tasia Wareham steps to her left. Mid-range J, no good. Bapti right there for the offensive rebound. She gets the putback.
And, you know, really fortunate Bapti was able to be in position to get the points there, because that would have just been another example of Hawks missing a good look. And right back the other way, canceling out the two at the other end is the Saints.
Another full court press here by the Saints.
Chateau able to grab the ball. Great pass there, but just can't handle it. Humber really beating themselves on offense time and time again.
Yeah, another bad string of breaks there for the Humber Hawks. Tasia Wareham back on defense, but just not fast enough there to get in front of her man there. Then they turn it over the other way. Chance by St. Clair to turn this into a 4-possession ball game. Smith, three-pointer, no. Humber can't control that rebound. Inside shot. There it is, another basket there for the Saints. That was Lauren Overeem.
And so the first half domination, you could say, by the Saints continues here, up by 11. Humber yet to be in the lead this game. They went down early. And as time has gone on, the lead has just grown for St. Clair.
Shot clock down to 6. 4, 3. You gotta get it off. Bonnick. Yes.
Nice, good looking shot there. And the Hawks now within 9. Bonnick's 8 points of the game.
Lucier, no. Gets her own rebound inside. Gets that one to fall.
And that is a backbreaker for Humber because it really just seemed like a bit of a lack of effort there. I mean, on allowing Lucier to get her own rebound. Lucier now 18 points on the night, and that was just a little too easy. Let's take a second look. It's just a lot of Hawks in the area, but nobody able to get to that rebound.
Yeah, really, the C's kind of parted for her, made it easy for her to grab that rebound. You see that St. Clair flag there in our foreground, and they've been relentless all game long, really helping to prop that team up. We've talked time and time again about how tough the Hawks Nest is to come into as an away team, but St. Clair looking unfazed here this afternoon.
Humber looking just a bit on their heels right now. Kind of chasing the play. There's the Hawks in their huddle. Our photographer Diego right there on the left side of the screen. Diego, fantastic haircut. Also fantastic with the photography. And these players love Diego. They love the Humber Hawks photographers because, hey, we live in a social media world, and these sports photographers are getting these athletes some fire pictures for their Instagram and social media.
Oh, not just the athletes, myself as well.
They get a couple of us as well, yes.
Always good for the gram or maybe the Hinge profile, you know? Wareham inbounds it to Kia Watt. Coming up court. Stops up, going inside, puts it up. That's good. Cuts the lead back down to 9. It's 3-possession ball game. Murphy. Handoff to Alicia Lucier. Foul called, and will be on Shaylin Murphy, her first.
And it looks like that was certainly some strong contact. Sarah Bapty took a little moment to collect herself there. She appears to be doing okay. Number 15 for Humber.
One more foul by St. Clair will send Humber into the bonus.
Can Humber go on a bit of a run here and have a better outlook as they approach the second half? Bonnick doing a good job. That looked very easy for number 22.
Cuts the lead down to 7. Let's see if Humber can get a stop here. Murphy's just got a foul called against her last possession. Going inside. Stripped away. It's going to be a foul against the Hawks.
And that has been a big storyline here in the first half, Andrew. Just a lot of whistles not going the way of the Hawks. And that time, it looked like maybe you could have made an argument that Murphy just kind of lost the handle on that.
Another one where it looked innocent enough on the replay. Sarah Bapty getting called for her first. First basket by Shaylin Murphy is good from the charity stripe.
It didn't look like a foul to these two Humber Hawks fans in the broadcast booth.
Oh, we're completely unbiased.
Totally.
2 for 2. Back to an 9-point lead rather for the Saints. Inside pass to Bonnick, puts it up. Some good defense there, holding up by the Saints. They'll advance the ball up quickly. That's Smith. Looking for a lane inside, passed it off. Lucier, 3. No, that just bounced out. Wareham the rebound.
Minute and a half left for Humber to try to turn things around. They continue to trail by 9. And that is not a spot you want to get comfortable in.
Minute 24 left in the half.
Bonnick with a nice pass over to Nicole Chateau, who has a beautiful finish. The daughter of Humber Athletic Director Ray Chateau. Nicole doing a good job on that offensive drive off the pass from Bonnick.
Ball barely touched the mesh. Clean through the hoop. Lucier, mid-range J, no good, a little too strong. Bapty the rebound, gets out of traffic.
Back to Chateau, finds her way inside and draws the foul. 2 shots coming up.
Big 2 shots, chance to turn this into a 2-possession ball game.
One more look, Andrew. How about the touch off the glass? This thing, ooh, beautiful.
Makes her first.
Yeah, no doubt. And of course, earlier today, the younger Chateau basketball player, Emily Chateau, was in here playing a high school matchup at the Hawks Nest. Just a little side note.
Humber Hawks is a Chateau family affair. Quick timeout taken here by St. Clair. Humber doing it to cut that lead down to 4, and they went on a run of their own, 7-0 to be exact.
And how do you like that? That's kind of what obviously head coach A.J. Sharma was hoping to dial up for Humber to be able to head into the second half with a much better look. Now, Andrew, we still have 45 seconds left here in half number 1. Can St. Clair kind of wrestle back the momentum, or can Humber maybe even get this thing tied, maybe wrestle back a lead? That would certainly really change the vibe heading into the second half. But already the vibe has changed for Humber.
Absolutely, a real changing the tides here. And for St. Clair, you're just trying to slow down that Humber wave here. You got to remember, this is a home game for the Hawks. They will have the advantage here. You got to kind of play this like a road game going forth. I don't know if their plan of going to Alyssa Lucier is going to continue for the rest of the game. It looks like she's seen a lot of shots, and they're kind of running her into the ground. You got to find ways to get other teammates.
Yeah, I mean, I just went and checked her stat line. 19 points for Lucier, which is wild. On pace for a 40-burger.
Yeah, it's a tremendous performance by her, but just not the efficiency that we saw from her early on. We're going for every shot. And she hasn't seen much rest either. We'll see if that will play a role, especially later on in the second half. But for now, 47.2 left to go in half number one. Humber trailing 38-34. Chance here to finish strong, or for St. Clair to extend their lead.
How do the Saints respond? Do they kind of get back into the groove? That time, nice offensive possession.
Important offensive possession here for Humber.
Oh, almost a travel call there. I think head coach Andy Kiss for St. Clair wanted one.
Bonnick fighting her way inside, gets the bucket in the paint. 4-point ball game. Another big possession here. Humber's going to want to stop. Murphy coming in on Kia Watt, passed it off to Smith.
Shot clock turned off, so is St. Clair just going to drain the clock here?
Lucier will get final shot.
Big three ball, airs it out, and that will do it here for half number one.
Humber trailing this first half 40-36, but they really cut into that lead and really finished up strong at the end of this first half.
Yeah, and certainly a lot of bright spots for Humber. I mean, obviously the brightest spot for St. Clair would be number 12, Alyssa Lucier, 19 points. But also in the double-digit territory already, we have Shaylin Murphy for St. Clair with 10 on the afternoon. For Humber, also 2 double-digit scores. We have Marley Bonnick with 13 and Kia Watt with 10. So some familiar faces leading the way for both teams on the scoreboard here.
Crazy afternoon of basketball here. We're going to get ready for half number two in about 15 minutes or so don't go too far. We'll be back for half number two. Hello and welcome back to the Hawks Nest. We're in the middle of a tight, entertaining matchup between the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints. Humber trailing this one by just 4 points. It's a 40-36 ball game. Andrew Milani on the call alongside Matt Hamill. And Matt, it's been an exciting game here as we mentioned before. What were your impressions of that first half?
Well, it was a hot start for the St. Clair Saints, led by their star scorer, Alyssa Lucier. Lucier averaging over 20 points a game, and she's got 19 in the first half. So that has been a sore spot for Humber. Now, the Hawks did battle back. They were down by as much as 11, I believe, at one point.
Yep.
Now down by 4. It was a nice finish to the second half for Humber. So we'll see how the momentum shakes out here in half number 2. But Andrew, we're certainly looking for more great basketball. That was a fun half to watch. And we should expect to see the same thing here in half number 2. And this is, again, the rematch of the OCAA gold medal game from last year. Humber won that game, and we're seeing maybe a bit of a sore spot for St. Clair. The revenge game, let's call it. So far, the revenge game for St. Clair working in their favor, starting the second half with the lead.
Game should get a little bit chippier as we continue to head towards the final stretch here. Offensive foul against St. Clair.
Nicole Chateau drawing that foul.
And Shaylin Murphy, already her 3rd foul on the game, so she's going to be in foul trouble for the rest of the way, basically. Not the way St. Clair wants to start off the second half. Head coach Andy Kiss wanting an explanation on that call from the referee.
Coach Kiss in his 9th year with the Saints, and in contrast to a very young Saints team, a lot of first-year players like you mentioned off the top, as Chateau jacks up the 3.
1-point ball game.
Boom goes the dynamite. Let's take a second look at Chateau's nice flick of the wrist.
Clean shot from near the corner. Shaylin Murphy in foul trouble, makes a shot no good. They got the rebound though, that's Janae Smith. Working away inside. Back out to Murphy going inside. Good ball movement here by the Saints, but better defense there by Sarah Baptiste. Chateau will bring the ball up the court, trying to go inside. She'll back up. It's Kiawat in the corner. Down to Bonnick. Shot clock running down. Chateau, she gets the screen from Bonnick. Thought 3, she goes for it. No, off the front of the hoop, but Baptiste right there for the offensive rebound and the putback. Humber takes their first lead of the ball game.
41-40, and Chateau had all kinds of space. Looked like she was going to go back-to-back with the 3 balls, but Baptiste there cleaning up the rebound. You said it, Hawks with the lead for the first time here this afternoon. Hawks a perfect 4-0 on the season, looking to keep it that way here on home court.
Lucier, that's good. That'll count as just 2 points. Her foot was on the line. St. Clair ready to taking that 1-point lead.
So a very 3-point heavy second quarter here. What's wrong with me, Adam? Andrew, oh my goodness, I'm having a breakdown over here.
Bucket is good by Kiawat. Humber retaking that lead.
That's right, Andrew.
St. Clair trying to retake this lead here. Good defense there by the Hawks, forcing an air ball. It's going to come the other way. Shaylin Murphy missing that shot.
I promise I'm okay, Andrew. I'm just a little tired here. I'll pull myself together. I feel I want to do better for you folks at home. But we're watching a great one here. We appreciate you being with us here on the Hawks Sports Network as the Humber Hawks look for their 5th win of the season against, man, this is going to be a tough matchup here against the Saints.
Don't worry about it, Matt. You're doing fine, partner.
Okay, I needed that boost, Andrew. Thank you for pumping my tires.
St. Clair coming back. Been a lot of back and forth here to start this second half. Murphy inside, gets that one to go, gets some tough defense. Kiawat playing the role of point guard here. Gets Bonnick with her. To Chateau, corner 3, no. Inside there, Tasia Wareham, and she gets that one to go. And it's Humber back on top.
Now these 3 balls from Chateau have been working out for Humber. Nicole Chateau made the first 3, and the second 2 haven't gone, but the rebounds have been there. So Humber finding a way to score any way they can whenever Chateau jacks up a 3.
Janae Smith there missed the 3 there. Bonnick with the rebound. Bonnick now coming in. She has the ball stripped away by Alyssa Lucier. Fast break opportunity here. Through the legs, pass, no good.
Too strong on the layup, but wrestled away. Unfortunately, Lucier not able to get that to fall. So a couple opportunities there for St. Clair on that offensive drive.
Baptiste the other way to Bonnick. She's tripped up in the corner. Foul called immediately.
Bonnick did a good job selling the fake shot there as she draws heavy contact. Glad to see Bonnick's okay, because that was one of those awkward collisions kind of down low in the knee and thigh area.
Yeah, it's one area where you always get worried about when you see
Down low.
the collision there, yep. Quick timeout here for St. Clair. Obviously, Andy Kiss not liking what he's seeing from his team to open up this half, and it's easy to see why.
Yeah, Humber so far outscoring the Saints by 5 points in this second half. That's allowed Humber to climb back from that 4-point deficit into a 1-point lead. Throwing a couple numbers at you.
Yeah, Humber really coming out on fire here, really the last part of that first half, really. Since then, they've been able to keep that momentum going through here in the second half. And really, we haven't seen those St. Clair fans as rowdy here to start out the second half either.
No, it must be that Hawk's Nest free popcorn, you know. They're all filled up on that good buttery stuff. A bit more of a subdued energy, but certainly as this game gets into crunch time, I think we could say it's a safe bet that the gym will be roaring once again like it was in the middle of that first half.
Maybe their bodies will be able to convert some of that popcorn into some energy, you know. But
it takes time, though.
yeah, not instant.
The process of breaking down the glucose. And there you see
you were a biology major, right?
Kinesiology, which
Close
involved
enough.
a bit of biology, sure. Health science.
You know a heck of a lot more than me there, I'll give you that. So
You know, I got my bachelor's in kinesiology. It's a very broad field. You know, kinesiology, you kind of have to specialize. I missed the memo on that. Now I work in broadcasting. Big 3-ball there for the Hawks out of the timeout. That's a big play, and who else?
Maisel Dumont. Yes, there. 2-point lead now for the Humber Hawks. Haven't led for much of this ball game, but they've led for enough here, obviously. Chateau pass it off, Bonnick. Kiowa going inside through traffic, puts it up. No good. Just a little too strong on that attempt. Smith inside, no. Rebounded by Del Mundo. Kiowa wanting to slow things down here. Good ball movement here by the Hawks. Shot clock down below 10.
Yeah, much more confident offensive possessions for Humber here in this half number 2. And there's another example of exactly that. And fired up. How about the energy coming off Maisel Del Mundo?
Great looking 3-pointer by her. St. Clair looking for a response. They're down by 5. They haven't been used to being down for much of this ball game. Let's see how they respond.
And fighting hard for the rebound was Chateau, but the Saints come away with it.
Lucier inside gets that one to bank in. 23 points for her on the afternoon. That's just about half of her whole team's output here so far.
Just fantastic OCAA basketball here so far at the Hawks Nest this afternoon.
Kiowa had it stripped. Here come the Saints. Coming the other way, there's Overeem. She stops up. Pass it back, Lucier. She got Kiowa to bite on that 3-point fake. She goes inside for a 2-pointer of her own.
Yeah, she is good. Newsflash. That was a very nice fake shot, creating some space. And now, yeah, you said it, St. Clair only trailing by 1.
Lucier with 27 of her team's 50 points. Nice spin move there. Bonnick to get inside and get the bucket. Humber back on top by 3 points. Lucier weaving, trying to get around Kiowa. She's a good defender. charge against the St. Clair Saints. Ball go the other way. The Hawks be on number 8, Grace Smirk. That's going to be her third foul. So a couple Saints now in foul trouble. And 3 team fouls this quarter compared to none for Humber, so it's been a clean quarter for the Hawks through and through. And a +7 swing in this quarter. They came into this half down by 4, and now they find themselves up by 3. Under 4 minutes left to go.
Tell you what, St. Clair's defense really coming alive here.
Onati inside, can't get that one to bank it. She gets her own rebound, trying to fight her way inside. She gets fouled.
Looked like Lauren Overeem picked up the foul that time for the Saints.
Just her second, but that's the team's 4th team foul. One more will send Humber into the bonus.
There's those St. Clair fans getting loud, banging the hockey sticks.
One for one here so far. Onati goes 2 for 2.
That's big. Hawks now up by 5, and certainly a much different complexion than half number 1, where the Hawks really just found themselves trailing the entire half.
Smith looking inside, poked away.
Yeah, Humber really coming alive here. Love to see it. So far, Bonnick is leading the way for Humber with 15 points.
Someone had to fill the gap with Kea Clark out. Big part of that Humber offense this year. 5th-year player, a transfer. Smith passed it out to Overeem. Taking a long way to the inside, gets the ball stripped. Humber ball here. It's going to be a foul against Overeem. That's going to be your 3rd. So another Saint here in foul trouble as we approach the 4th quarter, getting closer. As we mentioned before, that will send Humber to the bonus. Onati's first shot misses. That one gets the friendly bounce into the hoop. Onati 3 for 4 on free throws this afternoon.
Yeah, Natty doing some good work from the free throw line past few minutes here. Hawks leading by 6.
Crawford playing some good defense. Wide open player going inside. Can't get that one to go though. Good hustle there by Crawford.
Fabulous work by Sydney Crawford.
Bapti. Onati wide open for 3. Jacks it up. No, off the side of the hoop. Bapti gave chase, but she couldn't reach in time.
Both teams certainly the energy way up there right now. We're seeing some good play from both teams on either side of the floor. Now it's Saints on offense.
Trying to work the ball around here. Patel. Smith. Pass off to Overeem. No, not enough on that one. Bapti quickly up to Crawford.
Del Mundo called for the travel. We talk about high energy play. Del Mundo's certainly been bringing the juice, and after that attempt, Del Mundo will take a well-deserved rest. And checking back into the game is number 8, Kia Watt.
Well, the top scorers not only this afternoon, but this season for the Hawks. Lucier back on the court for St. Clair. Over into Lucier, guarded by Sarah Bapti. Jacks up a 3, yes! Tough shot there. Alyssa Lucier makes it look easy. St. Clair back within 3.
Kia Watt with the ball for Humber. Now, she certainly contributes on scoring, but gets some of the most minutes per game of any player on Humber. Kia Watt, 28 minutes per game. The only player with more is Sarah Bapti with 28.8, so right up there in terms of the players that see the most floor time for Humber.
Both of them known for not only being good scorers, but their complete game as well. St. Clair trying to work it around here. Some good defense here by the Hawks. Overeem, they couldn't close out on her in time, but she misses her three. Kiwatt's going to come quickly the other way with the head of steam. Going inside, that's going to be an offensive charge. She knocked her man down in the paint. That was Overeem drawing that one. Inbound here from the sideline. Janae Smith over to Overeem. Just over the head of Janae Smith. And an unforced error there for the St. Clair Saints.
A bit of a break for Humber. We got a minute and 15 about left here in the third quarter. Hawks with a chance to extend the lead.
9-point swing so far in this quarter for the Hawks. It's been a great one. After a disappointing first quarter, Humber's really found a way to come back in. Bonnick just a little too strong on that one. Fighting for the rebound was Crawford, couldn't come up with it. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Lucier coming down with speed, puts it up, gets the foul, and she gets the bucket to go. 30 points on the game for Alyssa Lucier. She's putting this team on her back.
Bapti kind of took a shot in the face area. She's still sort of hunched over there, just kind of hiding behind Bonnick. But
she's going to come out of this game.
Yeah, and that is sort of salt in the wound, not only picking up the foul, but really feeling after that contact with Lucier.
32 points for Alyssa Lucier. Can't make that 33, but Overeem right there to grab that rebound. No one was around.
And Coach A.J. Sharma sort of grabbing his head like, oh boy.
Overeem three, no good. Bonnick is on that one. Then we're going to make the same mistake there twice in a row.
So Bonnick hands it over to Watt. Watt sort of directing traffic.
Offensive foul against the Hawks. That's on Chateau. And Chateau's going to have to be careful now with just a foul left to give.
Not a ton of time to work with here. Just over 30 seconds.
Good strip there by Kiwatt, but just couldn't keep the handle on that one. 1.5 second difference, shot clock, game clock. Excuse me, it's going to be 11.5. St. Clair trying to work it around here. Shot clock at 3. Smith with the shot. That was a prayer, no good. Crawford over to Kiwatt. 7 seconds left to go. Calls Bonnick in for a screen. Moves to her right. Back to Bonnick. Jacks up a 3. Off the side of the hoop, no good, but a successful quarter here for the Humber Hawks. A 7-point swing to go into the fourth quarter with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, that'll bring us into the final intermission of regulation. Quarter number 4 coming up. Andrew, we've seen Humber wrestle back the lead, and now they are up by just 3. Really feels like this game is up for grabs now. We've seen both teams really go on runs and kind of establish the fact that they can get hot offensively. But who's really going to get hot and stay hot in quarter number 4? I think that'll really determine who walks away with this game. And like we mentioned, Humber perfect on the season thus far. Here's that big 3 ball from Chateau. And then she would proceed to take a couple more threes. And the rebounds off Chateau's threes were also getting converted into points for Humber. So certainly we saw a bit more of offensive, an awakening of Humber's offense in that third quarter. But, of course, St. Clair has been strong offensively the whole game through. Be very interesting to see how this all shakes out here in the final frame of regulation.
Yeah, Humber was kind of playing on their back foot in the early stages of this game, but they've really found their game really late in the second half there, or late in the second quarter. Now you just got to wonder if they can keep that momentum up and just keep that home field advantage, home court advantage here in the Hawks' Nest. But those St. Clair fans, they've been here, they've been making noise here all afternoon, making this real classic college atmosphere here at the Hawks' Nest.
Speaking of home field advantage, World Cup in Qatar, do they have automatic entry for a team
Yes, they
from
do.
Qatar?
Yep. They do automatically in Group A. And from what I understand, their team's not bad because they have a lot of guys that are like, not necessarily Canadian, but, people who are formerly of Qatar, their parents are from Qatar, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Much like how there's a lot of Canadians on the Italian hockey team.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
I see.
Ten minutes left to go here at the Hawks' Nest. Humber will have first possession. Kiowa being double teamed. Outside to Crawford. Almost had it stripped. Tasia Wareham out to Chateau. Three-pointer from the corner, no good. Just off the mark. St. Clair coming back the other way. Chance to get within one or tie this. Lucier backs up. Murphy trying to get around her man. Back to Lucier. She got the pass from Overeem. Going inside, throws it up, no good, gets her own rebound. Big block there by Bonnick. And Lucier went right to the ground.
Now that is a high tempo play in the early stages of the fourth quarter. Bonnick back with the ball here.
Turnaround, puts the shot up. Almost rolled in, but bounced away. Still waiting for our first points here in the fourth quarter. St. Clair going to work. Lucier for three. Air balls, it's going to be Humber basketball.
We were talking soccer earlier, World Cup. How about OCAA soccer? Humber Hawks men's team winning the provincial title, and then also going on to win the CCAA national title, another gold medal for Humber men's soccer program.
Now the thing there is they have 9 national championships now. One more they're going to have to ditch the individual stars and just go with the big star. I like that. Much like Juventus. Chateau going inside, almost had stripped away. Good defense there by Saints as they force the shot clock violation. Murphy inside, yes. First points here of the fourth quarter cuts it down to a 1-point Humber lead. They lead 58-57. 8 minutes left to go in the ball game.
Quick note, Humber's women's soccer team won the gold medal in the provincial championship. Anyway, enough soccer talk. Chateau with the rock over to Watt.
Bonnick moves to her left. Nice little move there to get inside. Frees up enough space to get the bucket. Humber back on top by 3. St. Clair will need to get on a run to get back on top here.
Lots of energy in the Hawks' Nest right now. Very loud in here.
Teams continue to exchange points here in the fourth quarter. Kiowa now.
Seems like both teams' offenses are dialed in here. It's really going to be a matter of which team steps up defensively to really wrestle this game away and come away with the W.
Chateau playing a little offensive defense, if you will, putting some good pressure on. That violation will give the ball to the Hawks. 7 minutes left to go.
Marley Bonnick will temporarily check out for Humber as Jasmine Onati checks into the game for the Hawks.
Bonnick a team high 17 points here so far. Kia Watt inside, doesn't get any easier for her.
Watt now also has 17.
Smith, or Murphy rather, moving to her right.
Meanwhile, for the Saints, Alyssa Lucier still leading the way with 32 points so far today.
That's going to be tough for anyone on either side to catch up to that. An absolutely spectacular game so far by the second-year player.
Now, Lucier sits 4th in the province for points per game, but he might bump up a spot or two after a 32-point night in a pretty young season.
How about right to the top? Kiowa with it. Good double team there by the Saints. Quick ball work to Lucier inside. She gets the bucket.
So much pressure there from the Saints, and Humber just outmanned in their own zone trying to break out, and the pressure continues. St. Clair really got their foot on the gas pedal right now.
That full court press has been dangerous all afternoon long. Three-pointer shot up, no good. That was Del Mundo with that one.
Maybe rushing it a little bit for Humber. It certainly seems like the Hawks have got the Hawks kind of walking on eggshells here. It's the Saints really, really putting on the pressure here in the middle of the fourth quarter, trailing by 1.
And without Bonnick on the court today for Humber, it seems they haven't been on their front foot. Lucier, no, right at the end of the shot clock. Del Mundo having to fight for that rebound. Kiawat will advance the ball. 5.5 left to play. Crawford. Traveling there against Sydney Crawford. And Bonnick will check right back in, as will Chateau. Wareham and Crawford taking a rest.
You know, Andrew, last year the St. Clair Saints were a perfect 8-0 in the regular season. So far this year, they're 1-2, so maybe looking to reestablish a bit of a win streak, but certainly not going to be easy against Humber. And there's a drive to the net. St. Clair could have taken the lead, Andrew, but a missed layup.
St. Clair had the lead for a majority of the game here, and since Humber's taken it back, they haven't relinquished it. Bonnick working inside, to her right, puts it up. Foul and the bucket. 3-point play here for Marley Bonnick.
Bonnick fresh off a breather on the bench and already making an impact. Chance for a 3-point play, and there's that finesse, the footwork from Bonnick we've seen time and time again. Big high five from Nicole Chateau.
Big shot here to extend it to a 2-possession ball game. Yes.
Yeah, 65-61. Hawks have really been finding themselves with the lead for most of this second half, and let's see if they can keep it that way as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Lucier inside can get that one to go as we get some of the men's players from Humber and St. Clair starting to come by the sideline here as we're just a few minutes away from their game, scheduled for about a half hour after this one ends.
Yeah, we should have some good basketball for that men's matchup. Hopefully it's as good as this game. I have every reason to believe it will be. We have a St. Clair Saints team. The fellas are 3-1 on the year. Humber's men's team, a bit of a different look. Of course, Humber coming off that national championship win this season, 2-3. So a bit of a get-right opportunity for the Hawks. Big 3-ball there from St. Clair.
Tasia Wareham snatching up that rebound. Here's Kia Watt now. Going inside. Now with some defense, she's fouled. She'll shoot 2.
That was just well done there, Andrew. Watt kind of faked that she was passing the rock and just continued to the hoop, drawing the foul. Outstanding work.
And Shaylin Murphy's fouled out.
Oh, how do you like that? So Coach Andy Kiss is pleading his case. Looking very passionate, like you talking about Italy not making the World Cup. Only time I've ever seen someone get so animated.
Every 4 years, it's been the same thing, so.
Checking in for the foul, though, player for St. Clair, Haley Pizzal. Pizzal, a first-year St. Clair Saint.
Nicole Chateau is also in foul trouble checking out of this one. Watt misses her first.
Bonnick picked up a few fouls early, but she's still stuck with only those 2 fouls. So sitting pretty in that respect for one of Humber's key players. Bonnick has 20 points on the night.
St. Clair now trails by 5. They have a couple fouls left to give here, too, in the final 4.5 minutes. We'll see how it plays out. Lucier outside. That's a long 2, no good.
So that was handed off. So Pizzal checks in the game, and her first shot doesn't go her way, but already right in the mix for the first-year player off the bench for St. Clair.
Good ball movement here by Humber. Bapti knocked down in the paint.
As Bapti is a warrior for Humber, she's certainly known to make a contribution game in and game out, but Bapti's been taking some big contact here, fighting through it. She took that shot up high on the other end of the court just a few minutes ago. So give credit to Sarah Bapti.
Last year OCAA All-Rookie. Having a tremendous game here defensively this afternoon. Crawford, corner 3, no good. Snatched up there right away by Smirk. St. Clair trying to turn this back into a 1-possession ball game. Under 4 minutes left to play. Zal. Smith. Now Lucier, top of the key.
Watt
going inside on Watt.
Lucier, what a matchup.
The marquee matchup, if you will, here at the Hawks Nest. Kiowa getting called for her 3rd.
Yeah, that time Lucier coming out on top, but some good sportsmanship there after Lucier hits the turf. Watt right there to help her back up. Like to see that. Got a lot of young basketball fans in the crowd today. A couple of young girls teams here to watch this OCAA women's basketball matchup, and a good example there with the good sportsmanship. Love to see it.
Of course, the competitive atmosphere here we're getting this afternoon. You can call this a rivalry match, really, even though like last year these teams were in separate divisions in the OCAA.
Yeah, a little shuffling of the deck here as both teams led their respective divisions last year. Again, both Humber and St. Clair's women's team going 8-0 last year. And that destined meeting in the OCAA final, which the Hawks were able to take home. Final score in that game, 103 for Humber to 91 for St. Clair as the Hawks brought home that provincial gold. Fortunately, not able to follow up with the gold medal at the national tournament.
It was a big winter last year for Humber, of course. Men's basketball, women's basketball, men's volleyball, women's volleyball, all winning provincial gold. It all led up to that wonderful picture, of course, that we have displayed here at the Hawks Nest. And of course, men's basketball went on their way to win the national golds right here at the Hawks Nest. It's probably the most bumping I've ever seen this place. It was fantastic, this atmosphere.
And you know, folks like me and you, we came to Humber for the outstanding academic programs of our choosing. Come to find out, the athletic department here at Humber College is just absolutely legendary in terms of provincial and national success. Really a great atmosphere and just a great kind of crown jewel in the Humber College community.
Yeah, like when I took the job here, it's like, oh yeah, calling sports, that's cool. And you're like, oh, they're really good too. That's cool.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Lucier misses her first. 1 for 2 at the line, cuts it down to 4 points. St. Clair showing the full court press once again. Bapti getting trapped, but she'll find a way out. Over to Kia Watt. Advancing that ball quickly.
We're officially in crunch time here, Andrew. Hawks up by 4. We're getting down to the wire.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Kia Watt. 5 seconds left. Going inside. Puts it up, and yes, that's good.
Beautiful, beautiful play there as Watt kind of being patient there. Humber able to find a nice lane in towards the hoop and finished off by Kia.
Smith. Down low. Over to Lucier. Under 10 seconds left. She jacks up a 3. Yes! 38 points, Alyssa Lucier.
Is that good? Yeah, that's a lot. holy smokes, Lucia has been going off here on the road as Humber is able to find a lane on the break. Almost had the and one play.
Tasia Wareham's going to shoot 2 from the line. Humber doesn't have anyone scoring in the high 30s, but they have 2 20-point scores of their own here this afternoon.
Now, after a first half where Humber trailed the whole way through, Humber's had the lead now for quite some time. But, boy, when you have a player like Alyssa Lucia sitting at 38 points, I mean, you know, she could just explode at any given time. And now have a 2-possession game, so a little bit of breathing room for Humber.
Grace Smirk, the only player here left on the court in any real foul trouble. She's got 4 fouls. Few players with 3. Lauren Overeem for St. Clair, as well as Tasia Wareham for Humber, each with 3 fouls of their own. But right now, you got like the way that Humber's sitting right now, 5 points up with 2:45 left to go in this one. Just got to play some tight defense, you know, make those buckets, and man, make it sound easy, but I'm sure it's a lot harder for them on the court. But certainly in line for a victory here this afternoon if they play things out well.
It just is still up in the air. Now, one interesting note is St. Clair has really relinquished the lead, and boy, they've really struggled to get it back. Now, it kind of feels like, yeah, Humber's sitting pretty, but only up by 5 points here. I mean, you have 2 back-to-back 3 balls from Alyssa Lucia, and this game has a whole different complexion. Lucia right now with 38 points, and I guess the real question is, how much is she going to finish with here tonight? St. Clair's star player here this season and this afternoon. It bears repeating, 38 points. Not too often in OCAA basketball you see a player put up those kind of numbers, but that's what number 12 has done so far.
And you'll bet she'll be looking for 40 here on this possession. Got a frog stuck in my throat there, excuse me.
I still had the gaffe of the broadcast when I had that comedy of errors about 15 minutes ago where I couldn't speak. Lucia, beautiful feed down low there, Andrew.
That bucket, great smirk.
More of that pressure from St. Clair. Hawks do a good job of breaking it that time as Bapty will slow things down.
That's it. Humber's got to get things down to the half court, work down that shot clock. Bonnick, nice little move. Can't finish, though. Chance to go for 22. Here's Smith. Working away inside, weaving into the paint. No, that one bounced out. Good looking shot, though. Bapty switches hands. Here's Kia Watt now. 2 minutes left to go. St. Clair out of fouls to give. Kia Watt inside, puts it up. Knocked down, will shoot 2 from the line. It's helped her feet by Alyssa Lucia. I believe that foul will be on Lucia. And it will be. That's her third.
Andrew, how about the atmosphere at the Hawks Nest right now? It's a lot of folks have filed in here as maybe they got the memo that we have a fantastic game on our hands.
A few grudge matches here at the Hawks Nest this afternoon. Rematches of the provincial championship and later on, not just that, but the national championship with the men's game. Kia Watt goes 2 for 2. Humber back on top by 5. Number's got 2 fouls left to work with here to give. So if they don't like a play, they can foul.
Watt takes a spill for Humber.
Rebound right to Bapty. She'll come the other way. Minute and a half left to go. Here's Chateau. She's in foul trouble. Behind, couldn't get that one to go. Fight for the rebound. It's going to go the way of St. Clair.
Yeah, Chateau going for the super high finesse play there. Not able to find the hoop. And St. Clair takes a timeout here.
Their final timeout with a minute and a half left to go. So this is really it for St. Clair. All hands on deck time.
And
what do you think they have left to give?
Classic from Led Zeppelin to really kind of ratchet up the tension here.
Get us going here at the Hawks Nest. Not that we need anything to pump us up here.
No.
It's been a great atmosphere all afternoon.
Yeah, but DJ Dwayne Bowles, who's also the head coach of the women's softball team here at Humber, working the iPod Nano there. And what's this song? Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. I believe it's called Kashmir.
Yeah,
You're
it's
the rock
Kashmir.
and roll fan. You're supposed to tell me, right? I'm the hip hop guy.
You are correct. It is Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. But this is a cover. This is I don't know the name, but I do know it was used in the Godzilla '98 movie.
Andrew Milani, encyclopedic knowledge about the music.
Here we go. What does St. Clair have left to give? One final chance here for them with a minute and a half left to go. All out of timeouts, all out of fouls to give. It's down to these 5 players here on the court, and for Humber, they just got to defend their 5-point lead here with a minute and a half left to go.
Fade the music. We're about to get back underway.
Who's the ball go to? Who else but Alyssa Lucier? Going to her right, trying to find a way inside. Pass it off to Smith.
Not much time left on the shot clock.
Brown Henderson goes way wide with that one. Bonnick advances the ball to Kia Watt, and they're going to want to eat up as much of this clock as possible.
Yeah, good point, Andrew. With just over a minute left to play, adding another basket, too, would be huge for Humber right now.
Wareham, no, that one spills out. Baptiste tried to get that rebound, but just wasn't there in time.
Under a minute left now.
Smith, Lucier. That's in, 41, Alyssa Lucier.
Huge play from number 12, like you said, now with 41 points, and that's got to be scary for Humber because that was nothing but net, and you got to think Lucier is, like she usually is, fully dialed in on the court. That's scary for Humber. It seems like Lucier pretty confident taking that money ball, the big game-winning shot, if that does happen to fall into her hands.
Yeah, Humber playing some zone defense there. Lucier caught that, saw there was some room there on the outside. Kiowa just could not close that out there in time. And Matt, do you know the name of this song?
This is Serious by the Alan Parsons Project.
Ooh, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, again, another song in the annals of tense sports music. This song goes in like the Sports Music Hall of Fame.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
This, of course, brings, you got to think of Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls with this song.
Yeah.
You watch The Last Dance?
I saw The Last Dance. Great documentary. Even my mother, not really a big basketball fan, but that was just a compelling documentary on Jordan and the 90s Bulls era.
Well, it transcended sports. It was like a pop culture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Celebrities.
I've seen that documentary way too many times, so just fantastic. A big fan of that one.
And we've seen exciting games in the OCAA, and this certainly is one of those. And it's coming right down. Couldn't ask for anything more. Saturday afternoon, 2-point game. 49 seconds left on the official game clock here in the stadium.
Big offensive possession here for the Hawks. They need a score. Give and go play here. Kiowa with the rock. Guarded by Lucier, going inside. Gets that one to drop. Humber up by 4. 2-possession ball game.
Big bucket there. Kiowa.
Baptiste coming all the way up the court to guard Lucier. They know what a threat she could be. Brown Henderson inside. Puts up no good. Rebounded there by Smirks. She's fouled. No, it's going to be called traveling. We'll go the other way to the Hawks. 26 and a half left to go. Hawks up by 4 with the ball.
And big inbound stretch pass from Bonnick over to Chateau. Watt now with the rock. 20 seconds left here, Andrew.
Just a few seconds difference between the shot clock and game clock. St. Clair needs a steal here.
Another bucket would be major as Watt takes a spill and turns it over.
Coming the other way, Overeem can't get that one to go. 3 seconds left to go. Foul called. You gotta wonder why St. Clair didn't foul in that play before. A lot of clock was used up there by the Hawks, and might not be enough time here for St. Clair to come back. Brown Henderson's inbounded from the baseline. 2.9 left to go. Down by 4. They need a miracle to win this one. Overeem shoots it. No good. And that will do it. Humber winning a nail-biter here. 74-70 at the Hawks Nest. And a little bit of a revenge game here against two teams that were in the OCAA provincial final last year. Hamill, what do you think? An overall amazing game here by Lucier, but Humber sticking to their game plan, they get it done.
Yeah, you said it. Overall, a great ball game, and give a special tip of the cap to the St. Clair Saints for looking like early in the game they were going to be able to steal this one away from the undefeated Humber Hawks, but Humber remains undefeated, but they certainly had their work cut out for them with a 41-point performance from Alyssa Lucier. Now finishing the game, leading scoring for Humber is Kia Watt. She had 24. Right behind her was Marley Bonnick with 20.
Yeah, unreal game from Kia Watt today. She brought it on both ends of the floor. Had a tough defensive assignment, of course, with Lucier, but they get it done here. Big win here, but we're not done here this evening. Stay tuned for the second part of our doubleheader, a rematch of the national championships as the Humber Hawks men take on the men from the St. Clair Saints right here. Stay tuned.